Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so I would have loved to have made longer videos today, but back to slow speeds, so I really don't know what causes that. But my speculation, you guys know how it goes. But yeah, I enjoyed making the video that I made earlier today about basketball, Lakers, talking about the squad. So I figured I'd go into some basketball talk and see what comes up as usual. But you know. Looking at things as they are right now, I just feel really, really confident that the Los Angeles Lakers particularly have proven to me that they're the same team they've been all year long. They show up for the big games and may not show up for the ones that they don't see as big. But given the fact that we're in these circumstances, I'm curious too. I'm wondering if they'll look at every game left as a big game, including playoffs and play-ins or whatever would be left. They should, if they're serious about being successful. If they're serious about showing up for what would otherwise be meaningful, then they should show up for everything that's left. There's no more small games. There's no more small games. There's only more opportunities to be embarrassed for not showing up. And so lesser teams, yeah, we ain't going to see too many of those. Because a lot of the teams that we're going to be facing from here on out are the Eastern Conference, and a lot of them are contending or trying to be in the same situation we're in. Teams like the Bucks, the Pacers need to win. They've been losing a lot lately and are on the verge of falling all the way down out of the standings, depending on how well the teams behind them do. So for me, as they were the team that we beat in the in-season tournament, we got them about 3 weeks from now twice. That ain't nothing to take lightly. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers, I believe, is still coming up. That's always a big game. They're playing for positioning. They need to win. So I'm looking at the rest of the schedule as a whole, and I'm like, yeah, it's a tough couple of games that we're going to be facing right now. But even the games you write off as not so tough are tough because of your circumstances, because of the teams you're going against, circumstances, and how ultimately all of us need to be winning right now if we're serious about making the playoffs. So no nights off, no plays off, no quarters off at all. I like the idea of what I saw from the Lakers yesterday, which was abandoning that whole get back thing and making sure that we put ourselves in a position to be solid offensive and defensive rebounding team. Because at the end of the day, when you have a size advantage, you want those second chance points. They can do the same thing for you as being efficient defensively when you consider erasing defensive possessions entirely by making it so that you're scoring on the possessions that are missed. You score for, it's like when you get a stop, you go back down and you get an opportunity at a shot. When you get an offensive rebound, you get an opportunity at a shot. So it's like, for me, that is defense. Now, I know we were bad getting back last year. Transition defense was a real thing for us. And you get killed that way by not getting back. But I think we are much better at that this year, to where we can find ourselves lagging on a 4-on-5 situation defensively and still recover, especially if you got guys like Cam Reddish and Anthony Davis on the floor. You should be able to recover. We're not that slow getting back this season. So putting a little more emphasis on offensive rebounds proved to be a success for us. And given the fact that we've been getting killed on the boards real bad, I don't see why we wouldn't continue to try to do that. So that's just something to think about. You want to keep a good balance of knowing when to punt offensive rebounds and knowing when to go after them. And I think the Lakers did a great job of identifying needing to go after them yesterday and finding that advantage. And we killed OKC on the boards. And we know we're a better rebounding team than we've shown. So that may not work every night. There are going to be teams like Sacramento you're going to need to get back against tomorrow, for sure. But that's because they got Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox and, guys like that, Keegan Murray. You're going to have to get back against them. Also, since we're talking about Sacramento, those are some real sneaky, effective, defensive, deflecting players, specifically deflections and steals. As bad as we've been turning the ball over, Austin Reeves, we need to be very aware of how good Keegan Murray is at taking those from you, how good De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis are at taking those from you. This is a good steals team, a bad defensive team, but a good steals and transition team. So we need to be aware of that tomorrow and next Wednesday when we play Sacramento. So, boy, I don't know that this game coming up and next week's Sacramento Kings game isn't bigger than the Denver game we just played. Because at the end of the day, you're down 0-2 in the season series. This is a team that, is potentially going to be falling backwards in the standings towards you if you can get 2 victories against them. Adding 2 losses to their belt is ever so important on top of everything else. So when you talk about Sacramento right now, specifically, you might as well look at these as playoff games. Like, it's going to be a playoff atmosphere. And given the fact that they feel we are their rivals, we've been having a lot of difficulty defeating them lately. The emphasis on tomorrow and next Wednesday, I don't think you can be high enough. I don't think we can put enough of an emphasis on these games. So that's what I'm here to say. We got big games, man. Big games coming up. The Bucks have been kicking tail. Giannis went out, didn't matter. Dame has been doing his thing. He's kind of snapped out of that slump since winning final All-Star MVP in the 3-point contest. He's found his confidence, and whatever he had going on off the court, I think he's starting to settle in. And so that's a dangerous thing for anybody facing the Milwaukee Bucks without Giannis, because that's his comfort zone. It's difficult for him to kind of find his way when Giannis is on the floor. Running pick and roll with Giannis doesn't always necessarily work as well from what I understand. But you take Giannis and sit him down. Now Dame gets back to being who he's been his whole career, the only guy scoring the ball in Portland. You give him a Portland-like atmosphere. And that, my friends, is deadly for all of us. So, they're on like, a 7 or 8 game winning streak right now. And then we're going to be seeing them in a couple days. We need to be very, very aware of the Milwaukee Bucks. Not to mention that we haven't seen them since the preseason, where I think we won the basketball game. So I remember telling you guys that I thought it was kind of strange that we weren't going to see the Bucks till the end of the season. Well, now is then. Now is then. We got them twice over the next couple of weeks. So, like I said, we got a lot. We got the Golden State Warriors twice to play from here. And believe it or not, we still got to play them again 2 more times. So, as if the first 2 weren't enough of a doozy for us, and we still got Steph and Clay in them to face off some more. Plus, the possibility of them being in the play-in tournament may mean that we face them a 3rd time over the next several weeks. So, get used to Draymond and them. We're going to have to face them off, and we know how serious of a game that will always be. So, it's not a night off. When you play against teams that you're supposed to defeat, if they happen to come around, and I don't know who that would be going forward, because I think we've played all the bad teams enough at this point. If you get an easy game, you better take it and you better seal it. No more overtime, stuff like that. You got to take these teams, strangle them, stomp them out, and be done with them in the 3rd quarter so you can rest at the end of that game. I'm telling you, because if we don't get victories like that, we're going to tire ourselves out whether we win or lose all of these games. You can't have it so that Anthony Davis and LeBron James got to play all 4th quarter for every one of these matchups. It cannot be close every one of these games, and we certainly don't want to lose or get blown out. So, yeah, this is a time where you say, all right, Lakers, you guys want to show up for the big game? Every game's a big game. You shouldn't have no nights off, period. If you're looking at everything correctly and you have enough intensity about winning this basketball season or whatever, now's the time to not take no more games off. May the Washington Wizards be the last game you play down to the level of the opponent. If you're not playing with no urgency, don't even suit up, because you're not doing your job if that's the case. And so that's what I'm here to tell everybody, man. I'm serious about winning a championship this year, whether our team is quote-unquote good enough or not. Because when the Golden State Warriors won 2 years ago, they weren't good enough. Let's just be honest. That team was not a championship team. And Miami Heat went to the finals last year, and we're not good enough, more or less. So that's what I'm here to tell you, buddy. Hello. I ain't gonna step on your cookies. But anyway, it's one of those situations where I'm telling everybody, Lakers, show up, man. Show up. Show up, show out. You may not make every shot, but play hard in every defensive possession like you did against OKC. I don't know why I don't see that effort every day off of this team. That effort against every team is dire for your circumstance in the standings, especially if you look at where we're at. We're like 2.5 games behind what? 8th place? Something like that. I mean, we have to win. And we need other people to lose. And they may. So that's important. I just wanted to put that out there. I don't know how long it's going to take for all these videos to upload. The one I made here right now is going to be a lot shorter because my phone is going to die in a minute. But, you know, there will be another video that I made earlier today that will ultimately speak on more of what it is we're talking about here. And the video I made yesterday didn't get uploaded till after the game, so it was kind of pointless. By the time it was uploaded, it was outdated. So I just give everybody a pass if you just skip on that one. But I made some good points on that one in regards to yesterday's OKC matchup. And if for some reason we see them in the playoffs, I think some of that will be very relevant that I made in my video yesterday, labeled Laker afternoon chat or whatever, Monday afternoon Laker chat. So yeah, man, just having uploading issues, and it really messed me up because that video was supposed to be out 4 or 5 hours before the game started and didn't upload until the game ended. Basically, it was when it completed. So yeah, man, powers that be are kicking my tail, but it ain't stopping me from doing what I do. You know how I am, and I'm going to keep on being consistent. And so that's pretty much what I got to say, man. Whether I like it or not, this thing's going to die, so I might as well cut it off. My name is BDF44. I thank you all for watching, and I'm out.